Hello, everyone, and welcome to FINEO Investor Relations Advisors. I'm Guimard, and I'm going to share with you today tips on how to transform investor relations into a competitive differentiator and a valuation booster. Let's get started. When I founded FINEO nearly 30 years ago now, I had this core idea that investor relations is a key competitive differentiator that can lead to a higher valuation. It remains FINEO's motto to this day. This has not only been validated repeatedly, but it has also been widely copied and remains as relevant today as ever. This video is not just talking about regulatory compliance. We're going to dive into how strategic IR can be a true game changer that will unlock hidden value within your company. So let's start with the essentials. What exactly is investor relations? To answer that question, I'll draw upon two definitions. The first one comes from the National Investor Relations Institute in the US. NIRI is the largest IR association, and the second definition is from the IR Society in the UK. I use those two because I find that they complement each other nicely. In essence, IR is a strategic management function that integrates not only finance, but also communication, marketing, and securities law compliance. It's about fostering the most effective two-way dialogue between your company, the financial community, and all your stakeholders. Ultimately, the goal of IR is to ensure your company's shares and other financial instruments that it can issue achieve fair valuation. Every word is important here: strategic, dialogue, and valuation. Now that we've been briefly defining what investor relations is about, let's move on to who is our target audience. The stakeholders we aim to attract, convert, retain, and I could also add whom we aim to influence. The target audience for investor relations is broad, diverse, and constantly evolving. It includes both internal and external stakeholders, current as well as prospective ones, wherever they may be. Of course, this includes your shareholders and bondholders, ranging from individual investors to major institutional shareholders, portfolio managers, buy-side and sell-side analysts, and even activist investors. But it can also extend to capital market professionals such as bankers and brokers. Let's not forget the vital role played by independent research analysts, rating agencies, and financial journalists who scrutinize and report on your company. In a broader sense, even customers, suppliers, local communities, unions, government bodies, and trade associations can be influenced by your IR efforts. All these stakeholder groups, directly or indirectly, are vital target audience for your IR strategy. Now that we have identified who we're trying to reach, let's delve into the heart of the matter: the strategic role of IR in creating sustainable value for your company. As shown here, IR plays a critical role in connecting internal and external stakeholders while navigating key legal and strategic milestones throughout your company's lifecycle. By effectively managing these relationships and proactively communicating your company's narrative, or equity story, or investment case, you build trust, you enhance transparency, and ultimately you drive measurable value creation. So how does IR translate into a competitive advantage then? Or better yet, what are the multifaceted competitive advantages that you can achieve with a robust, best practice-driven IR strategy? Through my experience, I've identified at least 10 competitive advantages. Let me walk through each of them. Let's start with the first one: enhanced reputation through transparency and governance. One of the most significant benefits of a robust IR program is a sound corporate reputation, one that is founded on transparency and ethical governance practices. What IR aims to achieve is to build trust, maintain it, and sometimes also restore it. This can take several forms, such as developing a disclosure policy and posting it on your website, ensuring that your investor-facing team is not only knowledgeable, but also highly accessible, and quite importantly, communicating far beyond the bare minimum required by regulatory disclosures. regularly updating your IR website with relevant and timely information, proactively showcasing your company's commitment to strong governance, and adopting an integrated communications mindset are all crucial steps to implement. By building and nurturing lasting relationships with stakeholders globally and ensuring that your messaging is clear and impactful, you craft a strong and trustworthy reputation that distinguishes you from your peers and competitors. This advantage is not determined by your size, your industry, your geographic location, or the market on which you're listed, but rather by your strategic utilization of all available IR tools and tactics, often in ways that your competitors underestimate or simply ignore. A powerful brand entity goes hand in hand with a stellar reputation. Let's now see how to use IR for brand building and amplification. This is our competitive advantage number 2, brand building and amplification. Investor relations is often underestimated as a branding tool, but in reality, it can be surprisingly effective in building and amplifying your brand's reach and resonance. In this case, IR significantly increases investor interest and fosters long-term loyalty, which in turn elevates customer perception and improves your company's ability to attract and retain top talent, a benefit which I will discuss in just a few minutes. By aligning your IR messaging with your brand strategy, by proactively leveraging social media platforms or high-profile events such as capital markets days or key industry trade shows, and showcasing your company culture in an authentic manner, you can forge a powerful and compelling brand image that resonates across all stakeholder groups and target audiences. In today's competitive landscape, increased visibility is essential for attracting investment and bolstering your company's overall reputation. The next competitive advantage that I'd like to talk about, therefore, focuses on how IR can boost analyst coverage, thereby enhancing your company's visibility within the financial markets. Actively attracting analyst coverage is essential for increasing visibility and generating sustained interest in your company. But be aware that this is quite challenging given the changing business model of the sell-side industry. By proactively engaging with financial analysts, by providing them with value-added information, both financial and non-financial and operational information, by cultivating strong, long-term relationships with them, you encourage them to cover your company's performance, business model, strategic directions, and share their informed insights with broader community beyond your own reach. Increased analyst coverage also has a tangible impact on the liquidity of your shares, which will then make your company more appealing to a wider range of investors, thus leading to a diversified shareholder base. A diversified shareholder base provides invaluable stability and a broader range of perspectives. Let's turn to how strategic IR can help you build a more diverse and resilient shareholder base. This is our competitive advantage number 4. A well-diversified shareholder base is known to reduce a company's vulnerability to market fluctuations. It also provides a broader and more informed perspective on your business model and long-term strategy. By actively targeting different types of investors geographically and by investment style or by region or profile, ranging from retail investors and employees all the way up to the world's largest sovereign wealth funds, you create far more stable and resilient shareholder bases. For instance, in certain cases, it makes strategic sense to maintain a shareholder base that closely mirrors the geographic distribution of your operations, in which investor interests are aligned with your company's global footprint. Let's now discuss competitive advantage number 5, one of the most compelling and tangible benefits of a strong and strategically focused IR program, a lower cost of capital. Effective investor relations indeed can lead to a significantly lower cost of capital. By reducing perceived risk and increasing overall investor confidence, you can achieve three objectives. The first one is to get higher and more sustainable share prices. The second one of these goals is to improve your ability to raise capital on favorable terms. And by that, I mean more favorable terms than your competitors can. And last but not least, you can enhance your overall financial flexibility. All of this positions you far ahead of your peers or business competitors who have not invested in building strong investor relationships, who do not know how to, or who simply are not making the effort to communicate their value effectively. Brian Bushy of the Wharton School of Business found that companies with more transparent and proactive investor relations practices tend to have lower cost of capital and higher market valuations. Closely linked to a lower cost of capital is a much easier access to capital itself. That is why competitive advantage number 6 is about. In this instance, IR becomes a key competitive differentiator that has a direct and measurable impact on your company's ability to scale, expand, and achieve its ambitions. How can IR help you improve your ability to attract the funding you need to fuel growth and innovation? There are quite a few strategies on this slide, but I'll make 3 recommendations. The first one is to ensure that the IR team has a seat at the table and is fully involved in corporate strategy formulation. The second one is to integrate in your equity story the macroeconomic, geopolitical environment in which you operate. And the third recommendation is to conduct targeted outreach to identify and engage with potential new investors on an ongoing basis. But there is more. Leverage AI-driven tools for precision investor targeting and measuring the effectiveness of your IR program allows you to continually optimize your outreach efforts. And by the way, this is exactly what our Investor Relations Acceleration Program is designed to help you achieve, and I'll tell you more about this in just a moment. Finally, providing quantifiable impact reports that transparently highlight your ESG and social responsibility initiatives is bound to attract a growing pool of socially responsible investors, thereby contributing to the much-needed diversification of the shareholder base that I mentioned earlier. Going beyond attracting capital, the strategic IR program also provides invaluable insights into the ever-changing market dynamics and their competitors' landscape. Let's now discuss competitive advantage number 7, improved market and competitive intelligence. Proactively engaging with both investors and analysts provides a wealth of market intelligence. You gain unique and actionable information about emerging market trends, evolving investor sentiment, and the strategies of your competitors, all of which can inform and refine your own company's strategic planning and decision-making processes. How can you achieve this? Well, ask investors and analysts about those of your competitors they've met with, or that belong to their universe of coverage. Conduct competitor benchmark analysis, and don't just focus on share price comparisons. Monitor industry trends, attend investor conferences, watch your competitors' webcasts, read analyst reports on your competitors and peers, share them internally, so that you can enhance your narrative, your equity story about your competitive position. But in the end, a company's sustained success is ultimately driven by its people, isn't it? That's why competitive advantage number 8 is about attracting and retaining the very best talent in your industry. It may sound surprising at first, but a well-executed IR program can be a powerful tool for attracting and retaining top-tier, high-potential talent. By showcasing your company's financial track record, long-term growth prospects, and commitment to social responsibility, you can attract the high-caliber executives you need to fuel growth and increase overall employee retention rates. Let me give you a few tips on how IR can help your company achieve just that. Highlighting employee success stories in your investor presentations and featuring awards recognizing your company as a great place to work can further enhance your employer brand and make your company a magnet for top talent. In today's increasingly volatile world, I should actually very volatile world, robust crisis resilience is important and more important than ever. A strategic IR program will play a critical role in helping your company effectively navigate challenging times and mitigate potential damage. This is competitive advantage number 8, crisis resilience. When a crisis strikes, effective integrated communication is absolutely paramount. By building and nurturing trust with your investors, communicating openly and honestly through both good times and bad, maintaining open and transparent communication channels, and having a well-prepared and tested crisis communication plan firmly in place, you will not only minimize the potentially negative impact on your share price, but also ensure a faster and more complete recovery. This level of crisis resilience can only be achieved through a well-integrated and executed communication process. And it is far better to adopt this strategic mindset proactively, long before a crisis hits, rather than scrambling to react when it's already too late. It is also essential to get to know and understand how to work better with your internal stakeholders. And finally, let's discuss how IR can help you build a rock-solid valuation fortress, the one that will protect your company from the threats posed by activist investors and hostile takeovers. Transparency initiatives, a strategic and ongoing assessment of your shareholder base, and a crisis-ready organization are all crucial building blocks for a resilient valuation fortress. By ensuring fair disclosure for all investors, and this may include bad news, by providing IR training to your board of directors and leadership team, and by communicating your value creation narrative to the market, you can effectively increase your company's acquisition costs, making it potentially more expensive, too expensive for hostile buyers. This ought to significantly reduce incentives for activist investors to go after you while cultivating unwavering shareholder support. The profound impact of strategic IR is simply undeniable, and at FINEO, we've consistently demonstrated its tangible benefits for our clients over the past 25 plus years. The impact of investor relations is actually scientifically proven. Leading academics and respected industry experts wholeheartedly agree on the critical importance of strategic IR in today's dynamic market. Eugene Fama from the University of Chicago said that his research indicated that companies with robust IR performance experience less stock price volatility during market downturns. And for Dr. Michael Usin from the Wharton School of Business, the link between IR quality and firm value is undeniable. These respected voices underscore the importance of strategic IR in building long-term value. In conclusion, let me reiterate that effective investor relations goes far beyond mere regulatory compliance or the share price. It's a strategic imperative for companies seeking a decisive competitive advantage. By prioritizing consistent transparency, cultivating robust and authentic investor relationships, by communicating a compelling narrative or a story that resonates with the market, you can achieve your desired valuation premium. Strategic IR is not simply a cost center, it's actually an investment that yields measurable returns beyond the share price and is a competitive weapon that should be leveraged to its fullest potential. Conversely, neglecting your IR program can lead to costly setbacks, erode investor confidence, and ultimately impede your company's ability to achieve its long-term growth objectives. So, what concrete steps can you take right now? First, I strongly recommend that you attend our upcoming Investor Relations Acceleration Program, your fast track to outperforming your competitors with IR. We're proud to present this program in partnership with Extel, the leading provider of independent market intelligence and performance evaluations for stakeholders in the global capital markets. You may remember it's the new branding of what used to be called institutional investing. The next program will be held in Dubai on June the 15th and the 16th, and in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia on June the 22nd and the 23rd. In just 2 intensive days, and very interactive days actually, you'll be able to tap into the 75 plus years of combined experience that Excel and I bring to the table. You'll be one of only 10 companies that will receive a fully customized peer benchmarking report, a fully tailored IR audit, and a comprehensive 12-month IR strategy for your company. I recommend you register before March the 15th and take advantage of the early bird pricing. Wherever you are in the world, FINEO is actually just a click away. Go to FINEO.com. You can book a consultation with me. You can download our IR training and coaching catalog that covers more than 50 IR topics. You can access case studies, how-to guides, and you can also purchase our pre-recorded self-paced IR courses to enhance your IR skills. That's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, send me an email at info.fineo.com or at fineo.com, or connect with me on LinkedIn, even if it's just for a quick chat. I'll be happy to see how we can work together and help your company generate the competitive differentiators and the valuation boosters you need. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.